What's going on, everybody? Welcome back. FantasyTeamAdvisors.com, bringing on the bacon MLB DFS video. It is Sunday. It is July 6th edition. We are back with another video. Hopefully this video finds you doing well. Hopefully you guys did well on Saturday. If you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button if you find it helpful at all. So what we're going to do is we do things a little bit differently. We're going to go through each game of the main slate and then the afternoon slate as well. There's one early game we're not going to cover, and then there's for some reason, a night game slate with two games for Sunday, which maybe it's because it's the holiday weekend. I'm not really sure, but we're not going to cover those two games or the game that's the Roku game of the week. So we're going to cover the main slate and then the afternoon slate. And here's what we do. We go through each game. We break down the pitchers. We then look at the top 3 to 5 bats that we like for each team. Now, if we like to stack that team, we'll look at the 5 bats. If not, we'll look at maybe our top 3 bats. We do 10,000 simulations through every day before we do these videos. So this is your first look with 10,000 sims. Before the main slate locks, every single day we run 20,000 simulations. We update simulations, projections. We update everything under the MLB tab. So make sure you check it out, from ballpark factors to prop bets as well. So I was supposed to go to the lake on Saturday. It did not work out because Mother Nature had different, I guess, a different agenda than I did. So did not get to go to the lake, but thank you everyone for telling me to have a good time. I would have, but I did not go. So we're going to cover that. You're also new to the channel. We break down everything and we have giveaways. So here's how you could win. There's 2 giveaways. First way, like this video, be a subscriber to this YouTube channel, and you've got to leave a comment. Do not spam the comments, but leave the comment here. If you do all that and this video gets a minimum of 50 likes, you will have a shot at a free week of FTA+. It's a week of all sports. So MLB, NASCAR, PGA, and MMA. So today we have MLB and NASCAR. And then this coming week, MLB all the way. Thursday, we've got PGA. Saturday, we've got MMA. Sunday, NASCAR. Then it's the All-Star break for baseball, but we still got you covered with the other sport. If this video gets at least 100 likes, you'll have a chance at a free month, 150 likes, a free year, 200 or more likes on the video, a chance at a lifetime pass worth $500. Second way to win, somewhere in the video there'll be a keyword or a key phrase. Listen for it, type it in for your second shot at a free week. So we're going to roll it here. This is just for getting a minimum of 50 likes. Even if the keyword is here, we're still going to re-roll it for a keyword. So minimum just for the views. Steve Wilson, I believe you won yesterday. Congratulations. Back-to-back days that you have won. We do have one subscriber here that has won 5 times in a row. And that's because they come back every single day. And I don't think you guys can beat 5 times in a row. But if you can, all you got to do is come back. You got to like the videos. You got to subscribe to the channel. You also have to leave a comment. So congratulations, Steve. You know the drill. Please email me, dfshelp1@gmail.com. The email is down below. Say in the subject line you were the 7.5 video views winner, and then let me know your username on our website. So congratulations to you. Now we are going to re-roll it. You did have Lake in there. Still going to re-roll it, so you still have a shot to win yet again. So the winner of the keyword, let's hope it's in this comment. There you go, Kenny Brayboy. Congratulations. Both of you guys, you know the drill. Email me. Let me know your username on our website, and we will get you set up. So that being said, we are going to use Outlier. You guys can use our link to sign up, which you can find down below. Use that link, get a 7-day free trial to everything. We also have this article here that you can check out. So after we get done with all the games that we're going to cover, we're then going to do our other segments, which you can find in the chapters here. But the segments are, we do our matchup tool. So we do 10,000 simulations. We're going to give you all the batters that have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating through 10,000 simulations. After that, we're going to do our pitches be crazy. And then after that, we're going to go over some sports bets in the Makin Bacon segment. So without further ado, we are going to jump right in. We got the early game. We're not going to cover Orioles at the Braves. We are going to cover the first game here. Now, looking at weather, we look to be good on the main slate. We look to be good for the 10 games we are going to cover today. Ballpark factors, there's a ton of wind and heat in a lot of these games to give a boost for home runs. So San Francisco Athletics at nighttime, 31% chance of home run. You've got Citizens Bank Park, Cincy at Philly, 29% chance of home runs. Wrigley blowing directly out to center field. St. Louis at Chicago, 26% chance of home runs. Coors Field, Chicago White Sox at the Rockies, 25% chance of home runs as well. So like I said, there's a ton of heat and humidity, which means the ball will fly out of there. So that being said, we've got the first game, Boston at Washington. It has not been confirmed that it is Cavalli yet. I tried to look at the news. It's got nobody. Here's the problem. Washington, with the injuries that they have to their starting rotation, they have to call people up. I've actually looked like the next 4 days, all week. Washington has no plan for pitching. So we can't really cover this game as much as I would like. You do have Garrett Crochet, 11 plate appearances, 333 batting average. Obviously, you're looking at him. He's a strikeout machine. Comes in with a 2.26 ERA. Has not faced Washington this year. In his career, 11 plate appearances, so not much. When he pitches on the road, got a 2.01, so he has been better on the road. I do like Crochet here. Game log wise, I mean, he's got 144 strikeouts. Got great games going through here. 25 plus, 22 plus in his last 4. Just absolute domination here. I know Washington can hit. They hit righties a little bit better. So if I'm looking at anybody, it's Crochet. And since we don't know which batter or which pitcher is going to be for Boston, it's kind of hard to go off of that. But if it is Cavalli and he is a right-handed pitcher, I would be looking at Duran. I would be looking at Rami Gonzalez. I'd be looking at Wilyer Abreu for my 3 there. Now, if we're looking at Washington against Crochet, I probably won't be. But a CJ Abrams, Kyber Ruiz, a James Wood makes sense there. But I do like Garrett Crochet just a little bit more. Now we're going to cover Cincy at Philly. You got Chase Burns versus Zach Wheeler. Obviously, Zach Wheeler's a stud. He's averaging 25.3. On DraftKings, that's exactly what you need. So you have 2 pitchers. You're basically wanting 25 to 30 fantasy points out of both of your pitchers. FanDuel, about 40 to 50 for your 1 pitcher. Now, Wheeler's obviously a stud. Going up against Cincy in his career, 60 plate appearances, a 259 batting average. Chase Burns has struggled. So we look at Chase Burns. It's had 1 good start, 1 bad start. Pretty much polar opposites. 1 against the Yankees, won that game. 1 against Boston, which Boston's a team that strikes out the 3rd most out of any team this year. He lasted 0.1 innings, gave up 7 runs, 5 of them earned, 1 home run, 0 strikeout. So did not have what it had when he needed in that game. Philly's obviously a great hitting team, especially at home. With the wind blowing out, that obviously would scare me at 7,400. If I'm taking one, it is Wheeler. But then if you want to look at the bats, and this is exactly why we use Outlier, and if you have any questions about it, it's directly on the screen right now that you guys can see. Cincy bats, they've never had success against Wheeler, really. No one has a home run. Against right-handed pitching, though, they do hit very well. So if you're looking at them and you want to go against the grain, because everyone's going to be on Wheeler early, you got Trevino batting 319 with 3 home runs. I would look at him. Ellie De La Cruz batting 293 with multiple home runs. I would look at him, number 2. Number 3, if I'm probably looking at TJ Friedl, 302 batting average and 225 at bats this year with 6 home runs against righties. Now, Philly bats against Burns. Obviously, you've never faced him before. He's made 2 starts in his career. Against right-handed pitching, though, Real Muto batting 308 with 5 bombs. I would look at Alec Bohm batting 287 with 5 bombs. I'm okay with. With this being a stack, I'm going to go 5. So Schwarber batting 230 with 14 home runs. I love that. Trey Turner 297 with 8 bombs. And I think a sneaky one might be Max Kepler batting 210, but has 9 home runs here against right-handed pitching. So we know that Burns has some good stuff. He just did not show it the last game, and this, with the weather, kind of scares me to even look at him right now. LA at Toronto is next. You got Tyler Anderson versus Kevin Gossman. Anderson, in his career, 101 plate appearances against the Blue Jays, 14.9 K percentage, so it's a little bit lower, 286 batting average. On the flip side of that, Gossman against the Angels, 109 plate appearances, 269 batting average, 19.3 K percentage. So the K percentages are lower than what we would like, but we got to take what we can get. So if we're looking at Gossman, splits-wise, he has not faced the Angels this year, but the Angels do strike out the 2nd most out of any team. And if we look at this, Gossman at home, a 443, so he has been worse at home. And then we look at his game logs. Bad game against the Yankees, but they ended up winning that game 12-5. A great game against Cleveland, bad game against Arizona. Didn't really hit value for about a month there. Took almost a full month to hit value, 25 plus. It did take a month. Exactly. Then coming off a bad game, now he's pitching at home again. The Angels have been hitting. I don't know if I like Gossman. Tyler Anderson at this price, 6,500 is okay, but I mean, Toronto's been hitting. He's already faced them once this year. 6.2 innings, 2 earned runs, 7 Ks. Actually did decent against them. When he pitches on the road, he does have a 5.48. So Tyler Anderson for tournaments, I'm okay with. But he put up 20 fantasy points against Toronto. But Toronto was not playing very good ball back at that time. If you want to dig in, if you don't trust either of those pitchers, you want to look at the batters instead, we can definitely do that. So looking at Toronto or Angel bats against Gossman, Rengifo has a home run, and that is it. But against right-handed pitching, I would be looking at, for sure, I'm looking at Mike Trout. I'm looking at Zach Neto. I'm looking at Joe Adell, batting 255 with 15 home runs. We took him on Saturday, I think or Friday, and he had a home run for us on Friday. So I'd be looking at them. If you're looking for bats for Toronto, Bichette has a home run, Clement has a home run, Springer has 2. Springer's been absolutely on fire. Huge series against the Yankees. He took it into the next series. Big home run on Saturday. So I'd be looking at George Springer. Ernie Clement's batting 393 against lefties this year. He'll be a cheap option. Alejandro Kirk batting 309 with 1 home run. Not hitting home runs against him, but I'm definitely looking there. Now, Vlad has been day to day, but he's still batting 329 with 3 bombs. If he is in there, I like him as well. So I don't know if I like Gossman as much. I might look a little bit at Anderson, but I kind of like the offenses way more than the pitching. So you got Skubal versus Williams. Obviously, we know Skubal's a stud. It's very expensive. He's already faced Cleveland once, went a complete game, 13 strikeouts. Okay. When he pitches on the road, he's got a 228, which is still great. In this Cleveland game was back, he had 53.45. Now, I think people are going to chase that. He's very expensive. I don't think he gets 50 plus again. But Cleveland, kind of iffy. I don't mind Skubal. His price scares me a little. I mean, he's 10-2 with 2.15 ERA, 138 strikeouts. Like, his numbers are great. That price is high. Okay, it's lower than what it was because against the Athletics, he was 12.5, had 8 Ks there, but only put up 21.3. And then against Minnesota, his last start put up 44. So he's a stud. I mean, his ceiling's 53.45. He's gotten 30 plus multiple times this year in a great spot. I do like him. It's going to be very hard unless you can find some value here. And then Gavin Williams, splits wise, he has not faced the Detroit Tigers this year. When he pitches at home, does have a 3.72. Has not hit value the past couple of games. He hit not even really, if we're looking at 25, has not hit that since June 1st. So over a month worth of starts. So I'm probably leaning more towards Skubal and then Detroit bats. And we'll look at that. So Detroit against Gavin Williams. Baez has a home run. That is it. But against righties this year, Riley Green bat 314 with 20 bombs. I would look at him. Torkelson 228 with 11 bombs. I would look at him. Dylan Dingler here on a Sunday. Now, Sunday's a day of rest for catchers, so definitely pay attention there. But 277 with 6 bombs. I'm okay with that. A couple more. I like Baez and I like Gleyber Torres here in this matchup. So if I'm leaning anywhere, it's Skubal and Detroit bats. Yankees at the Mets. So it's Max Fried versus Waddle. Waddle has not been confirmed as the starter, but if you look at the news, he's expected to either spot start or bulk relief. So then he either starts the game and goes 3 innings, or someone opens and we go in that direction. So that's always something you look at. Hate to see that, but I mean, that's where we're at. There's injuries there. Max Fried obviously is a stud this year. 2.21 ERA, 10-2 record. Splits, faced the Mets once this year, 6 innings, 2 earned runs, 8 Ks. I would love to see that exact same thing. Game log wise, not a good start against Toronto. 6 innings, 4 earned runs, only 2 strikeouts. Just didn't have it there. But 30.75 against Cincy. Kind of up and down. It's been up and down and then dominant the next start. I think we could see that here. So I do like Max Fried in this ballpark, which is a very nice ballpark for pitchers. So I would be looking at that. And then I'm probably looking at the Yankees bats here since we're not 100% sure. But obviously Aaron Judge. I would look at him. Jason Dominguez, especially if he leads off. I do like Jason Dominguez. Jazz Chisholm, Cody Bellinger, and a 5th one's probably going to be Trent Grisham here in this matchup. I'm not really looking at Mets bats right now. If you want to, you could look at maybe Lindor, Juan Soto, who hits lefties better. Jeff McNeil, you could use as well. I think people are going to be on Pete for obvious reasons. You could go in that direction, but that's where I am going here. Milwaukee at Miami is the next one. You got Woodruff versus Cabrera. Now, Woodruff coming off the IL. Let's see when's the last time he pitched. He has not pitched. This is his season debut. My only problem is he might, let's see. Yeah, he did not pitch last year at all. Yeah, I mean, who knows how long he's going to be in this game. He's 80. It's wild that he's 8,100, has not pitched since 2023. That scares me. Now, he could have great stuff, could go out for 5 innings, get 10 Ks against Miami, go in that direction. He's faced 20 plate appearances against Miami, 30 K percentage, .056 batting average, but his price tag's a little bit up there. Then you got Edward Cabrera. His game log coming off a fantastic start against Minnesota, 29.95. He's had some good games. Splits-wise, in his career, 26 plate appearances against Milwaukee, 167 batting average, 23.1 K percentage. When he pitches at home, he's got a 325, so he has been better at home. I think Edward Cabrera could be a sneaky option. I think this is a low-scoring game. I'm just scared about Woodruff, how long he's going to be in this game. So if we're not looking in that direction, let's just say we're not going either of the pitchers, and you want to go the bats just because. Obviously, neither team has really had success against them. William Contreras is, 7 at-bats, batting .429. That is it. Right-handed pitching, they're not hitting as well. But if you wanted to take bats against Cabrera, Christian Yelich and his old stomping grounds, you could look at that. Rhys Hoskins, 241. William Contreras, 256. I don't mind those. Miami bats against Woodruff. Like I said, no one's really had success. Against right-handed pitching, they do hit better. Now, he's had success against this team, but I don't know if he's 100% ready to go deep into this game. So I'm looking at Jesus Sanchez. I'm looking at Xavier Edwards. And I'm probably looking at Otto Lopez to be a little bit sneaky in this one. So I don't mind either of those pitchers for tournaments. But again, Woodruff scares me just a little bit. Then the last game on the main slate, Tampa Bay at Minnesota. You got Drew Rasmussen versus Joe Ryan. Joe Ryan comes in, he's averaging 20.7. Splits-wise, he's faced Tampa Bay once this year, 6 innings, 1 earned run, 5 Ks. That was in Tampa Bay, which is a hitter's ballpark. You look at his splits when he pitches at home, he's got a 2.84, so a great number there. Love me some Joe Ryan today. Drew Rasmussen comes in, same thing, 6 innings in that game, won that game, 1 hit allowed, 5 Ks. Just a great overall start from him there. Put up 25.7 at 8,000. He's now dropped down 7,500. I don't mind that whatsoever. You look at his splits. Away, he does have a 312. But, I'd still look at that. I feel comfortable with both of those pitchers, but I understand if you guys want to see some bats here. Now, these are all, again, 10,000 simulations. After, about an hour or two before the main slate locks, we'll update 20,000 sims for you. So let's just say Tampa Bay bats against Joe Ryan. Ha-Seong Kim is 2 for 2 with a home run. That is it. Against right-handed pitching, they do hit righties a little bit better. So Yandy Diaz batting 313 with 10 bombs. Brandon Lau batting 302 with 16 bombs. Those are 2. Junior Caminero batting 267 with 16 bombs. I'm okay with that. Minnesota bats I would take against him. Byron Buxton's 2 for 4. Both of those hits are home runs. I would look at him. He's just been on fire when he's healthy. I would look at Byron Buxton, number 1. Probably looking at Trevor Larnach, number 2, batting 272 with 11 bombs. Probably looking at, I think I got to ride the hot hand with Harrison Bader, batting 261 with 6 bombs as well. But I think a full Minnesota stack isn't out of the realm of possibility. Maybe a Cody Clemens, Ty France to round it out. I think people are going to be on Carlos Correa, but I don't want to pay up that much. I want to go a different direction. That's the main slate done. Now we've got a 3-game afternoon slate. And before we get there, the keyword of the day is thunder. Because I don't know if you guys can hear the thunder and the rain that is just pounding outside right now. But we'll see. And it's kind of the same thing. And like I've told you guys in the past, we have the White Sox and the Rockies. But when the Rockies are playing at home on a Sunday, it's always in that in between the main slate and the afternoon slate. So we can't even play it this time. It's crazy what we have. So we've got Kansas City at the Arizona Diamondbacks. You got Michael Lorenzen versus Anthony DeSclafani. DeSclafani making his debut, or no? He's pitched a few. I believe he was with the Yankees, right? And then he left. Yeah, he opted out of his minor league contract June 15th, and then immediately signed with Arizona. And then, as you can see, game log wise, really hasn't put up much, has not gone deep into the game. It's probably what we're looking at here. Yeah, it's kind of an ugly afternoon slate. So DeSclafani I'm off of. I'm not looking at him. I don't trust that. He's not going deep. Michael Lorenzen is the same thing. Don't trust him. He's in Arizona, going up against Arizona. They hit righties better. When he pitches on the road, he's got a 5.68. I want nothing to do with the pitching. I want everything to do with the bats in this one. I'm leaning more towards Arizona because they are better at home and they do hit righties better. So we look at this. Arizona against Lorenzen. Corbin Carroll has a home run. That is it. Against right-handed pitching. Ketel Marte's batting 321 with 15 bombs. You got Josh Naylor batting 329 with 9 home runs. Okay, those two there. I'm looking at a full Arizona stack here, though. So Eugenio Suarez batting 271 with 20 bombs. Corbin Carroll batting 264 with 17. And steals bases. I like that. Add in a couple more. I mean, just kind of wait for the lineup to come out, but a full Arizona stack or multiple different stacks of different players from Arizona, I am okay with. So a Pavin Smith batting 270 with 8 bombs. I would look at maybe Randall Grichuk would be a cheap option, batting 294 with 2 home runs. Now, if you don't trust Esclafani, which I do not, and you want to go Kansas City bats, I completely get that. They do hit righties better. Vinny Pasquantino batting 291 with 11 bombs, I'm okay with. Bobby Witt Jr. batting 282 with 11 bombs, absolutely okay with there. Sal Perez kind of has slowed down, but 242 batting average with 9 home runs. I don't mind him either. And a full stack if you think this game's going to go over-under. It's got an over-under of 9.5. Michael Garcia, 297 batting average, 5 bombs I'm looking at. You could even look at Freddie Fermin, 269 batting average. Only 1 home run, but could get you some on bases there. So if you're looking in that direction. But yeah, I'm not looking at the pitching here. I'd rather go the bats. I'm going Arizona number 1. Pittsburgh at Seattle. Now, Seattle strikes out, I believe, let's see, the 6th most. They strike out 8.75 times per game. And then when Seattle is at home, they strike out 8.73. So Skeens is obviously there. My problem is they've been pulling him early in some of these games. 5 innings against St. Louis, 5 Ks, 1-0. Pulled him after 4 innings against Milwaukee. 4 earned runs, obviously didn't have it. 6 innings against Detroit. Okay. 5 innings, 7.28. It's been kind of up and down. It's very hard. Like, Seattle's a great team to go against when you're the pitcher. When you're looking at this, he's faced some 25 plate appearances, a 286 batting average, but struck out 32% of those batters. So he struck out the batters that he needed to. So we look at that. His last 10, 62 innings pitched, 11 runs, 10 of them earned, only 1 home run, but 68 strikeouts, a 1.44 ERA. He's been dominant, obviously. When he pitches on the road, he's got even a better ERA than home. The problem is he doesn't get run support to get those extra fantasy points for the dub. Then you got George Kirby comes in. Game log wise, 23.7 against Kansas City. Great start there. Kind of iffy. A couple of starts against the Angels. A fantastic start. When he pitches at home this year, he does have a 4.71. So the Pirates would make sense as a sneaky stack. It just depends if the Pirates offense they're going to show up. And the majority of the games this year, they have not shown up. But if we're looking at Pirates against Kirby, Joey Bart has a home run. Andrew McCutchen has a home run. And Brian Hayes has a home run. If you look against right-handed pitching this year, they do hit righties better. I think this could be a sneaky stack. Just depends on the lineup that comes out. I'd probably be using O'Neal Cruz. I would probably be using Nick Gonzalez if he's starting. Again, it's Sunday that you'll see. Brian Hayes is another one, or Spencer Horwitz would be there, depending on which one of those have started. Seattle bats against Skeens. Luke Raley does have a home run, so if you think Skeens is going to have an off day, I get that. I would be looking at Cal Raleigh. I'd be looking at J.P. Crawford. I'm probably looking at Donovan Solano here. There's some other ones, like a Luke Raley's already had success. J-Rod batting 251 again with 6 home runs against righties this year. Great numbers. Just kind of pay attention, see what you're going to get out of there. But Skeens obviously makes a ton of sense, but just not getting the run support this year. And they're pulling him kind of early in some of these starts, especially if you're paying over $10,000. Especially on a 3-game slate, makes sense. So George Kirby, 2,000 less, 2,100 less, I'm okay with that as well. And then the final game, we've got the Astros at the Dodgers. These are not confirmed pitching, but it is their turn on the rotation. Sheehan pitched. It's been a minute since he pitched, June 18th. No news here. They recalled him on July 2nd. He's either going to start or pitch in bulk relief in Sunday's game against the Astros. So we don't know yet. That's the problem. We don't know if he's obviously, you're not able to take Sheehan here and feel comfortable with it because we don't know spot start. Great. But if he's a bulk reliever, doesn't start the game, maybe he goes 3-4 innings and that is it. And that's a problem. And the way the Astros have been handling the Dodgers, especially on Friday, just dominated them. And then Colton Gordon, It is his turn to pitch. It really hasn't gotten deep into games. Splits-wise, like you see this when he pitches on the road. He's got a 4.50 ERA. Like all of these numbers say I'm not looking in that direction, but then it's always obviously the Dodgers they're really good. We know the Dodgers are good. Okay. Should not be a surprise. Just they've been beat this year by some of these teams that it just makes no sense, or a beat down like they got on Friday, which was their largest defeat in team history at Dodger State. But if we're not looking at pitching and we're looking at batters, Houston bats, I'm looking at Christian Walker, 100%. He would be number one. Cam Smith would be number two. I kind of like Yonder Diaz today as well. And then Dodgers bats, obviously Ohtani. I'd be looking at Freddie Freeman, Will Smith, all make sense. A couple others, maybe an Andy Pages or a Tommy Edman. I think people are going to be on Freeman and Betts and Shohei Ohtani, but got to get a little different. You want to feel or have a chance to differentiate yourself from the pack and hopefully take down a tournament. So there you have it. That is the main slate done. That is the afternoon slate done. It is now time for all of the batters to have a 10 out of 10 matchup rating through 10,000 simulation. Number 1, Kyle Schwarber. Number 2, Miguel Vargas. Number 3, Kyle Tucker. 4, Andrew Benintendi. 5, Brent Rooker. 6, Alejandro Kirk. 7, Vladdy Guerrero. 8, Seiya Suzuki. 9, P. Crow Armstrong. 10, Ian Happ. 11, Matt Olson. 12, Josh Naylor. 13, Michael Busch, who's been absolutely on fire. 14, Dansby Swanson. 15, Carson Kelly. So out of the 15, 7 of the 15 are Cubs bats against Eric Fetty on Sunday Night Baseball. Or on the after is it Sunday Night Baseball? It might be. Yeah, it's the ESPN game of the week. Yeah, I would look at a full Cubs stack there, and I mean early simulations, absolutely love it as well. So now we have pitches be crazy. These are the bottom 5 teams that strike out the most, and these are the pitchers you could take against them. Shane Smith at Colorado. Colorado strikes out 9.82 times per game, 9.34 at home, but you can't play that at least on DraftKings. Number 2 is Kevin Gausman versus the Angels. Angels strike out 9.8 times per game, 9.68 on the road. Number 3 is the Washington pitcher versus Boston. Now, we don't know if it is, in fact, Cavalli. If it is, Boston strikes out 9.21 times per game, 10.20 on the road. Number 4 is the Mets versus the Yankees. Again, we don't know if it's going to be a spot start or if it's going to be bulk relief. The Yankees strike out 8.93 times per game, 9.76 on the road. And number 5 is Grant Holmes versus Baltimore. Baltimore strikes out 8.78 times per game, 8.89 on the road. And then finally, we're going to do make and bake. So we're going to look at these bets that we like to get 2+ bases for you today. Or you could dumb it down and go 1 hit plus run plus RBI. Or we could go different direction and just do hits. I mean, there's just so many different ways you can go about this. Now, I'll say don't parlay all of them together, but you can parlay some of them. So looking at them, Alejandro Kirk, number 1. Number 2 is Vladdy. Number 3 is Josh Naylor. Number 4 is Brent Rooker. 5 is Andrew Benintendi. 6 is Miguel Vargas. 7 is Kyle Schwarber. 8 is Ketel Marte. 9, we've got Bryce Harper. And finally, 10, right now, we've got Nick Castellanos versus Chase Burn. We got 10 that you could look at. I wouldn't parlay all of them together, but it'd be okay if you parlay some of them. And then strikeouts. So these are the pitchers and the kind of the line that I would look at. Not all the books are going to have all these lines. Number 1, Zach Wheeler. If you can find Wheeler for about 7 or 8 strikeouts, I'm okay with that. Number 2, Grant Holmes versus Baltimore. 6 to 8 strikeouts is where I look at there. Number 3 is Paul Skeens, 7+ strikeouts. Skubal against the Guardians, 7+ strikeouts. And finally, Joe Ryan versus the Tampa Bay Rays, 5 to 6 strikeouts is what I would look at there. So that's what we've got in this video. If you found it helpful, hit that subscribe button. If you want to help out the channel, you can always sign up for FTA Plus. It is $10 for a week or $30 for a month. Another way to help out the channel, you can donate money, or the easy way, subscribe, like the videos, and watch them a couple of times throughout the day. The watch time helps us out more than you guys understand. So that's what I've got. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, either get those down below or hit us up in our free Discord, which is in the description of this video, along with everything else you will need for this. Be on the lookout for the video for tomorrow, and also go check out FTA Plus. We got NASCAR stuff, usually about It's finished about 10 a.m. or so is when we get it in. So that's what I've got. Have a fantastic Sunday, whether or not you're doing anything. Good luck today. DFS, sports betting, whatever. Have fun, but most importantly, bring home some bacon. Peace.